Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is November 29th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. We got the Hawaiian Islands, the bottom left. We do have a storm system out here across the Pacific Ocean, and it's trying to spread some moisture towards the state of California. Whatever makes it should be on the light side. You can see some clouds across the Bay Area and some of Southern California, but this is not an impactful, disruptive storm expected to come into California. We'll take a look at some of those details here as we go through the video this morning, and we'll take a look at the extended forecast as always. Now, storm reports here across the region, as we are pretty quiet, not showing much in the way of that. This goes through yesterday morning through this morning right now, so we're not looking at any kind of impacts ongoing right now, except for some of the foggy areas across the San Joaquin Valley. Some of this is fairly dense fog. You can see it butting up against some of the coastal range and the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, and some mid and high level clouds streaming across the region. And if we take a look at last night's European model run, there's that storm system to the bottom left. And you can see it's trying to spread maybe the tiniest bit of precipitation towards some of the coastal areas, and maybe a snow shower or two as we go through Saturday night into Sunday morning. It's not much at all. And I debated even mentioning that here, but yeah, we could have that potential over the next few days, and we'll watch that to see if something uptrends with that system, and there might be a cutoff low off to the south. But again, very weak dynamics of that storm. Not expecting anything impactful by any stretch of the imagination. If we take a look at the artificial intelligence European, you can kind of see how that's losing its punch off the coastline here. And again, there may be somewhat of an upper level low around, but that should not have big impacts. And then we start this extend off into the future here, and we go towards the December 7th, and there may be a system here moving towards the Pacific Northwest. It could be including some of California. We'll watch to see, how this develops here over the next few days. But right now, we don't have much impactful weather as we scroll all the way on in through the extended forecast. So that is something definitely to watch as we go through the next few days. We'll see if that has any chance of changing. In the meantime, high risk of sneaker waves all the way through Monday. Check it out. This is from Northern California all the way past Point Arena. They talk about high sneaker wave risk, potentially deadly waves that unexpectedly surge much further up the beach than previous waves. It might be a nice day out there and it's sunny and the waves don't look like much, and all of a sudden one of these sneaker waves is upon you, and those waterlogged logs are very heavy. Watch out for your children, your pets. Do not turn your back on the ocean. And again, it's not down through the Bay Area, but it does go past Point Arena. And I would just consider this all the way up and down the California coastline as well. There's some frost advisories out there that go on into the weekend also, and some dense fog advisories. You can see Merced and Fresno are included in that. And this is some more wording about that sneaker wave activity. They do, mention large sweeping waves that potentially could come across the beaches, moving large objects and logs, crushing anyone caught underneath. So yeah, heads up for that. And this is also looking at some freezing fog advisory across some of northeast California. You can see it there just off to the west of Reno, and driving in fog. National Weather Service was some nice graphics there. Some frost advisories off to the east of the Bay Area, some of the higher terrain mainly it looks like, and again some dense fog advisories. And this is a Hanford National Weather Service. Check it out as it encompasses much of the valley. This is for information as of yesterday here, but this goes all the way on in through this morning. I do want to show this because this is going on for the next few days as well. I'm going to show you some of the weather models on that here in a moment. So if we take a look at the European, this is the model shows visibility here, and here's the San Joaquin Valley, and you can see it's capturing some of that this morning. Might be underdoing the extent of that fog a little bit. And then we go through the day today, some breakup of that activity. Then we go through Saturday morning. Again, you can see the reformation there. Let's head off into Sunday morning. Here we go. Not too bad on Sunday morning, but then we go to Monday morning, maybe some redevelopment here. So we do have to watch this over the next few days. Sometimes we get into these regimes where the valley areas can be very foggy, and that dense fog can cause traffic accidents and whatnot. The visibility can get extremely low, as you guys know if you've been across the valley areas for any length of time. Now, taking a look at the North American model, you can see we do still have some decent northerly winds and some offshore flow across Southern California, but it's not much. There could be a little bit of gusty wind through some of the gaps and canyon areas out there, but overall the wind pattern is quite light across much of the southwest. That's going to help build the foggy potential as we go through this weekend across some of the valley areas. And I showed you this. This Well, I'm showing you this here because it's the extended forecast in the European weeklies. This runs once a day and it goes out 46 days. Look at this 46-day precipitation anomaly for the west coast of North America. This goes all the way out through the early portion of January. Of course, you take that with a grain of salt, but it's kind of interesting because this has been showing up repeatedly here. So maybe we're going to be in for a slower period as we go through December, but don't quote me on that. Things can change pretty rapidly, but we will be watching this on through the extended forecast. Again, it's kind of showing you a new product there from the European model. And the 6 to 10 day, again, above average across a lot of the west. Look at that below normal signal here from much of the state of California through December 8th, and 8 to 14 days, something similar there as well. So we'll continue to break that down, see when that may change. And otherwise, I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Oh, and Black Friday, if you have any desire for a weather station, click on the link down below to save 10% off. It may be 20% off today as well. Highly recommend that weather station. Stores all the data for you in the cloud. So anyway, we'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.